So in this video, we're going to look at the product property for exponents. Okay, so first let's go ahead and look at this problem. So if I wanted to go ahead and write this in expanded form, I would simply just go ahead and say, okay, well, 11 to the fourths means I write 11 times 11 4 times. And then 11 to the fifths means I'm going to write 11 times itself 5 times. And I'm running out of room. So there's my 4, 1, 2, 3, and 2 more. Okay, so if I now want to go ahead and say, okay, well, what is this in exponential form? I would count how many 11s I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a relationship between those exponents that I had in my original problem and what I ended up with when I went ahead and rewrote it as one base with one exponent. And what it is that if I go ahead and take 4 and 5, I had 4 11s, and then I had 5 11s, so altogether I have 9 11s that are being multiplied. So the product property of exponents just says that I have the same base, then, and I'm multiplying, I simply add the exponents together. Okay, there's one restriction that's always going to be true, and that is that the base has to be a real number. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use that. So let's say that I had this problem, 5 times x squared times 2 times x to the 7th. Okay, so using the commutative property for multiplication, I can rewrite this so that I have the coefficients together, and then I have x squared and x to the 7th together. So 5 times 2 would give me 10 because we learned that in elementary school. And now our product property says if bases are exactly the same and I'm multiplying two factors or this like bases, then I keep the base and I add the exponents. So 2 plus 7 would make 9. And that's as simple as it gets. Okay, so here's another problem. And this one has multiple factors and more than one variable. So again, we can go ahead and use the commutative property for multiplication, and I can rearrange this. So I have my coefficients next to each other, and then I can go ahead and write it with my variable terms next to each other that are like bases. Okay, so there's my problem. Okay, and so I can do this mentally or I can rewrite it out like that. While we're still learning, it's usually best to go ahead and rewrite it. Now you might say, okay, well, k doesn't have an exponent on one of the terms, but remember there's always a hidden exponent. So that hidden exponent that's there is a 1. So now I'm ready to go. So 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so product property says if I'm multiplying and the bases are the same, I add the exponents. So 5 plus 4 makes 9. And then I have my k's, and remember the hidden 1 on the first k. So k to the first times k to the third would give me k to the fourth. And I have no more like bases. I don't know what j and I don't know what k is, so I can't do any more multiplying, so I'm done.